In SolidWorks, you can add a bill of materials to a drawing. Let's look at some of the basics. So here I am in a drawing. I have a view of my assembly. One way to add a bill of materials is by going to the Annotation tab, and then over on the right, we have the Tables dropdown, and here's the choice for Bill of Materials. The other way is by right-clicking over the ribbon and then going to your toolbars and then adding the table toolbar. Now we have a toolbar on the right-hand side of the screen, and this third icon is for adding a bill of materials. When I click on it, it opens up the Property Manager, and first it prompts me to select a drawing view to specify the model for creating the BOM. I will pick my drawing view. Now we have in the Property Manager a bunch of different choices. For example, you can choose which template you want to use for the bill of materials. When I click on the star icon, here I see all my different kinds of bills of material that I can use. Let me cancel out of here. I will just use the standard BOM. There is an option to attach the table to the anchor point. I'm just going to move it around. Then we have some different BOM types. The default is parts only, but this is an assembly with multiple different levels. Let's first start off with an indented bill of materials. Then you have an option for no numbering, or detailed numbering, or flat numbering. Flat numbering will give a unique number to each component. With detailed number, well, that'll give you decimal points, and you'll have like different breakdowns by subassemblies, like 1.1. Let's go with detailed numbering. Then we have information for configurations. Right now we're going to use the default configuration of our assembly. Then for part configuration grouping, there are a bunch of different options here where you can display configurations of different parts as one item number. And then there are different bullets down below where you can choose if you want to have display configurations of the same part as separate items, display all configurations of the same part as one item, or display configurations with the same name as one item. Well, I only have one configuration of my different parts, so I will leave the default choices. You can also choose how to handle missing items or rows. You could choose to keep them, and if you keep them, you can choose if you want to strike out some of the different lines. We can also specify for our item numbers what they start at and their increment. Sometimes you might want it to have an increment of 10 or 100 depending on your company's standards. And right now it's going to go alphabetically. I'm fine with that, but instead you can follow the assembly order and then follow the subassembly orders. And then there's some options for borders and layers, and also for having all the text in uppercase. I'm fine with all of these different options. I will click on the check mark. And now you can see I have my table attached to my mouse. And I'll start out by dropping it here in the upper left-hand corner. Let's zoom in. And we can see that we have four different columns here. One for the item number and the part number, the description, and the quantity. And so with the item number, because I chose that detailed option for the part numbering, that's why we have this subassembly with 2, and then we have 2.1. This is a subassembly within the subassembly, so then we have 2.1.1, 2.1.2, 2.1.3. Then it goes back up to the subassembly level with 2.2 and 2.3. And so if you want to change anything with your table, well, you can click on the different cells and you can change the formatting. So for example, if you want to have something to be center aligned or right aligned, you can, or change whether it is top aligned, middle, or bottom. And also change the font size and all the other different information. You also have a drag handle for grabbing the table and moving it around. Let me drag this, and I'm going to let it snap right into the upper left-hand corner. And then deselect so you can see it. And one other thing to mention in here is that there is a lock icon to prevent anyone from editing any of the different cells in the table or for having the table change based on any other changes. So that is good for the first example. Let's take a look at another example very quick. This time I will go to the tables drop down and let's choose bill of materials. I will select the same drawing view, and this time let's go to parts only and leave all of the other different options and hit the check mark, and then move the table in close to the first table so that you can see it, and then zoom in. And so you can see the differences between these two different tables. In this one, we only have the parts, so we only have 6 different items. And you'll notice that we have the total quantities of these different parts in the assembly. So there you have it. That is how you can create a bill of materials in a couple of different ways in your drawings.